Hello, my name is Rivas Mayoki, and I've been making these videos for years now, on and off. And it's a chore. It's not a chore I particularly enjoy, but I think it's good for me to practice speaking English and to give myself an opportunity to succeed eventually in what I'm doing. But the main thing is just trying and doing things that are uncomfortable and things that are not necessarily my strong forte. And I love doing stuff I'm bad at, you know? Just like there are things I'm fairly okay with, but there are much more things I'm bad at. And doing them is more rewarding because the progress is greater. Even the outcome, if the outcome always stays subpar and not a very great quality, the mere act of going uphill, of doing something uncomfortable, of challenging yourself to show up even if you know the result will be poor, it's just it's great. I don't know how to else to explain, but that it's simply rewarding. And doing these videos is pretty much like that. And I've been thinking about the process of publishing videos to YouTube, and I was starting to wonder, were we just programmed to look like bots, and not that the bots are programmed to look like us? Because if you have any aspiration to do YouTube channel videos, you will eventually, or if you're not me, before you start, you will uh, watch a tutorials how to engage with your audience, how to keep their attention, how to be interesting, and how to appear authentic, and all those stuff. And it's always maintain eye contact, be presentable, look your best, make sure it's not a mess. Your set is not a mess. Anyway, there are a lot of rules, and I am not pretending I saw them all. I saw the very few because I have stuff to do. Anyway, not that I'm implying you don't have stuff to do. You're just more diligent than I am. I'm more willing to accept that I'm bad and just live with it. I was a paint. It's not a painting class. It's a painting greet meeting of people who paint like amateurs, and you sit around and you have a team and you paint together. I just recently joined, and as I was painting my poor paintings, I looked around and I noticed how excellently talented all the people around me are. And I was like, oh, look at you, look at you, look at you. You're all so amazing. And I was told once more, not for the first time, probably not for the last, that I could be just as talented if only I'd tried harder. And I found myself quite offended. I usually hear it and I'm just like, ah, yeah, whatever. But the implication of it probably struck me for the first time. The implication was that I'm striving to become as good, that I'm competing against talented people to be best them at their own game. And I was like, no, I like my poor paintings. I like how bad they are. I'm doing them because it's fun, because it's relaxing, because it's nice to look at them on my wall after they're done. And I'm offended by the notion that I should be as talented, good, and effective as talented people are. And that's the whole discussion I got into. Is and this is something I think talented people refuse to accept. They refuse to accept that there is talented people. They're like, no, if you try hard enough, you can be just good as I am. Like, you paint at most once a month. You paint like just for fun. It's not your job, and you paint like your, you know, all your dots and all your colors and everything is in order and everything is beautiful. I paint like for years. I know my limitations. Anyway, aside my limitation, but I resent the idea that the modern society is did imprint on us. It's not a fault of individuals. It's just the society that programmed us this way. Is that only people with some sort of talent are allowed to practice that kind of art because they have a chance of making a living on it if only they put in an effort. And I'm like, no, that's the beside the point. You're missing the whole point of art. Sure, we made it commercial. Okay, some of us will live on it, but the point of art was never to live of it. It's simply an expression of human soul, of the spirit, of after a long day of laboring, you sing a song, you paint a painting, you sit and read a novel, you write a novel. It's just, you do it because you can, and you do it because it makes your life better. And poor sods who get to earn money of the art lose the joy because they do it for others, not for themselves anymore. So that's my take on it. You do art because you're human and you can, and it's so much fun because you're not, it's not demanded of you that it's good. It just, the sheer process of it makes your life a bit more joyful. At least that's how I see it. But people get so obsessed with the end product that they forget the joy they had while they were just practicing and learning and uh, being children just playing with color. And that's got attached to these ventures of doing videos. This is just a journal I do, so I leave some marks on the web of the process I went, and it's just an exercise in expressing myself and training the anxiety of being seen out of my hair, so to speak. And that was not a phrase in Croatian either. I just went with it. And that's a part of it, how we use language. Because I use English, which is not my first language, which is probably easy to spot. I use it like it's my own. I play with it and I try to abide by the rules. But I don't think that language ever should be abide by the rules. People who are native to their own language use their language with confidence and they make up rules as they go. And it's just a modern thing that we made everything codified, so in an attempt to make language stay the same. But I think it's unnatural to something so organic as language to stay the same and not flow and change with the times and adapt to people's needs, because language is not a construct that is like a building something outside of us. Language is something that lives in our heads. It's something that is intrinsically ours, and we get to do with it whatever we see fit to express ourselves, to communicate our thoughts, and to connect with other people. That's the purpose of the language. You connect with other people through it. And when you make it that too strict, too confined, people rebel and start to make dialects that are only their own, so other outsiders can't quite grasp what was being said between people who are very close to each other. And in a sense, internet has begun to be like that, an outside building that is out of our control and mainly populated by bots. And that's my thought from the beginning. I think we were trained to become as immovable, as predictable, and as unexpressive and painted. So when bots come in, it's hard to distinguish them. You have to ask people to put fingers before their face so you can see does someone use such a heavy filter that they don't even look like themselves anymore. And while I think, while I speak, while I produce thoughts out of me that are not rehearsed or dotted down or pre-prepared, and this is not re-recorded dozen times to look effective and to be like this perfect thing people won't be able to stop looking at. I look around, I move, my eyes move, I look in different directions while I try to retrieve my thoughts from the place placeholders around my mind. So when you speak to somebody, they will not, like a psychopath, stand and stare into your soul the whole time, not blinking and not changing direction of their eyes. That's someone who's reading from a teleprompter. That's something that is easily imitated and easily produced. And that circles back to another topic, and that is how we were convinced to start wearing tracking chips on our person at all times. And we even pay for the privilege to be tracked and monitored the whole time. Like when we were in 90s, like children, it was like the scare. Oh, they will tag us, they will put chips on us, they will monitor us, they will know wherever we are. And now we're, take my money, I want to be monitored. And that's an old tale. We already got used to that. And it feels to me that YouTube is somewhat a new goalpost of that monitoring and surveillance. All social media, not just YouTube. It's that notion that we, once upon a time, when you were watching television, all your shows were interrupted by blocks of commercials. And of course, you didn't want to watch the commercials. You knew it would how long it would last. Approximately, you couldn't pause your screen because those were the 90s. And you would go to the bathroom, you would go make yourself a sandwich, you would ignore the commercials. And then we got an internet and we got this opportunity to look at things without being pestered by commercials. And then commercials came around and invaded everything, even if we paid not to have them. And the final step of that is that now we are not just consuming and watching commercials, we became star leads in commercials. Because the way we are trained to make our videos on YouTube, to polish them and to act and to look polished and to be as beautiful as we can, so people are captivated by our beauty and can't look away. Even if the commercial comes, they won't click away. They will stand the commercial waiting for your pretty face to show up. That means we are the commercial. Our beauty, our lives, our thoughts, things that we produce and put out there became the part of the commercial. And without noticing, instead of skipping commercials and going to the loo, going to eat something, going to stretch your legs, looking at the person beside you and striking up a conversation about what you just watched, we became mannequins for the commercials, competing to be as good as captivating the algorithm, as good as entrancing our audience so we would get the most of the commercials, so the best commercials will come to us, and people would watch 3 4 commercials in a row on one of your videos because they want to hear what you have to say next. And I'm not arguing that is a bad thing in itself. At least we people who do videos and are successful at it get paid to be a part of a commercial, and it's not such an exclusive thing anymore. But I just wanted to pause to think about it. How we let the commercial verse, the way the commercials shape the world, to shape our own everyday lives, to feel obligated to go out of our house presented and ready like we are living in a commercial. Because you know what is the difference between a commercial and a movie, between commercial and something you live. You know, the polished version of everything, the seductive, beautiful version where everything is as it should be. When I was young, I worked on this survey about commercials, and we were doing a Kinder Bueno commercial, amongst other things. And it was such a good commercial, and I watched it for days and days. And I ended up realizing that I was programmed. Whenever I see Kinder Bueno, even now, I was like, But after I bought it a few times, I realized I'm not craving Kinder Bueno. It's nice, it's okay, but it's just a chocolate like other chocolates. It's too sweet. I will be like, it's okay, but I'm not all in. I'm like that for any chocolate. I'm not dishing Kinder Bueno. It's a good chocolate. But what I was craving is the feel that commercial gave. I don't want their product. I want to experience that grand feeling of being like excellent and being happy and being everything you can be. And that is a commercial. That is the promise of any commercial. You will be happy, you will be joyful, you will be content, you'll have a perfect family, you will look perfect, your hair will be perfect. And nah, that will never come to be. We are living in a world that is difficult to navigate as it is. And we are human beings who are trying to understand a universe that is so much bigger than us that we don't even stand a chance. And in the end, all we can do is do our bad art, because even those talented people, whatever you do will never be as beautiful as nature, as what universe and possibly some creator bestowed upon us. But we can still try, we can still feel joy and pride. We can go out when our hair is not done, without a makeup. We can be versions of ourselves that are comfortable, that are not the best, that are not the fastest, that are not the most talented, but still be loved, still be kind, still have something to strive to and to get up for every day, to be loved by your children, to love your children, to have children, to not have children, but simply to realize and utilize the rare privilege of being alive, of walking the earth, of being human, and of being able to just play with the random things. Like, isn't this a grand brush? I love it so dearly. Anyway, thank you for listening my rambling talk with my ungroomed face and ungroomed hair, because I couldn't be bothered. Like, if someone didn't listen to me because I'm not engaging enough, not beautiful enough, and my words are not polished enough, that's okay. There's enough of polished, beautiful people out there. Go enjoy, and that's okay. It's your life. You choose who you spend time with. And I obviously choose to be in my own obscure corner of the internet and do my things just because I can. Anyway, it was a pleasure. See you around and stay safe out there. Bye bye.